Okay, fam, greetings to you wherever you are. Okay, today we are learning how to do this artwork, this piece of artwork, this elegant flyer in Photoshop, in Adobe Photoshop. So, okay, I started doing this artwork by first creating my layer, my work area with this size. So I used 48 by 60 inches, which is 4 by 5 feet. Okay, yeah. So that was the size I used. Yeah, that was the size demanded by the client. So uh, I have I have I have this work here. So we are going to look onto this work, and we are going to review how this work was done in on this sheet, on this work working area. It's the same size. So we are going to review this on this working area step by step. We're going to see how this work was done from scratch here. Okay, so I think you can see I started by creating my background. You see, you can work efficiently, and you can work very well by first creating your background. That is your foundation to every design. Okay, so you mostly create your background before you work on top of the background. It gives you the room to mess up with the colors very well. All right, so my first layer I created was a rectangle. Okay, a rectangle layer. So, and I did, there was a gradient, so you can see the rectangle. I first drew the rectangle over the working area. So this is the rectangle, very adjustable. Okay, you can see it. And I drew the rectangle over the working area, and I think you can see this kind of gradient. This is a radial gradient, grading from reddish, a little bit reddish orange, to white in the middle. Okay, and my second thing I did was I added this dude here. It's a hub. Okay, yeah, and I reduced the opacity. I reduced the opacity to I reduced the opacity to 7%. So this was the real opacity. Okay, and I reduced it to 7% because I had an idea of hiding it in the background. So, and the second, another next thing I did is I brought another, so I duplicated the harp. Okay, and I brought this one down here to blend. The idea was I want them to be in the background. I want them to be in the background, so they will become some salient details in the background. You know, you can't leave your background just there like that. So if you look at the work, you can see one of the hub here, one of the hub there, and one of the hub, another hub here. You can see another one also here. So they are in the background, but they are out of focus. They are a little bit out of focus. If you don't look at the work steadily, you will know that there are hubs at the background. So it gives your work depth. It gives your work much details. Okay, it makes your work very nice when you have those little details in your work. It makes your work very nice. So you can go ahead and hide stuff at your background, stuff concerning the artwork that you are working on. Okay, so that was the next thing I did, and I also placed another one here. Okay, yeah. So the next thing I also did was, yeah, I just went ahead. I was just messing it up all over the working area. All right. So now we have four hubs. That was what I did. Literally, when you look at the original, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that was what I did, and all of them the opacity was 6% 7% thereof. Yeah, and the next thing I did was I created this light spectrum in the background. Okay, so you can see from the original source that it is blue and black, but when you look at the working area, let's go to the original source. When you look at the working area, you can see clearly that it's not blue here. It has blend in with the background. Okay, so you can see white in it, and you can see the deep orange too in it. So that magic comes from the blending, from the blending mode. Okay, yeah, from the blending mode. So I changed it from normal, this was the original color, to soft light. So from normal to soft light, and that's what I had. The next thing I did was, I added these particles. Okay, there are particles in the work. That's it. When I remove it, you won't see it, but they are steadily in the background. So that was also 7%. I can bring it a whole up for you to see that this is the particle. This is the particles, but I reduced it. So those are the little details that I'm always talking about. So when you look inside the work, you can see these particles. Yeah, those are the particles, and I reduce the opacity. Yeah, because they are not the main focus. We are doing the artwork, but they need to be part of the artwork to make it very nice. Okay, and the next thing I did was, I intended to blend this color here, because I don't want to use just two colors. Okay, I have to use at least 3 or 4 colors to make the work very nice. So I just had an idea of bringing that color at the background of the people, because I'll arrange people over here. So at their back, they have to be that kind of light at the back. Okay. So this was to give out that light coming from their back. So when you look at the work like that, you can see that light fading at the back of the people. So that was the next thing I did. So I did that with the use of solid color. It was just solid color. I hid the solid color and I reviewed it with a brush. Okay, so very simple. Yeah, and I did another solid color at the back here. Okay, yeah, you see all of them at the end of, you see their effect at the end of our review. And the next thing I did, I started bringing the people. So I started bringing the people. So you can see this man at the back here. I started bringing the people. I started arranging the people. So you have to look at your work area, okay, and you have to resize the people to, as how uh, they will fit the working area. So that's how we do it. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So, mhm, so that's how I did it. That's how I did it. So just bringing the people, making sure that everything works perfectly. And you can see that I'm fading some people and I'm not fading some people. Those who are the front, I fade them, and those who are the back, because their lowest parts are not reviewed, so it's not necessary for me to fade them. Okay, yeah, and I brought the set man, who is uh, the reason why I did the flyer, or who is the leader of all of them, the one who is handling the program. So this was what I literally did concerning the people. Okay, yeah. So step by step, I think you've seen how I arranged the people. I resized them. I just brought them step by step, one by one, and make sure that they are not overcrowded at the working area, but they are well arranged. Okay, that will make your work look stunning. And the next thing I did is I started with the testing. Okay, after the background and the people, I started with the testing. So uh, I wrote this test, which is uh, the company or the organization holding the program. Yes, and the next thing I did was I brought my rectangle here, because it will be used for a purpose. Okay, the next thing I did was bring another test here, as it is in the original week. So I Jingo in collaboration, Jingo Ministries in collaboration with. So I continue with my testing, and the main program, the program title. Okay, so one thing about program titles is, when you are about writing the titles, you need to be creative. That's what what a boss told me. Yeah, you have to be creative about program titles. Yeah, super creative. So creativity, that creativity comes from within. Okay, so that was what I did. So we are getting there step by step. And the next thing I did was the near. Okay, so I wrote that one to be the same font. Okay, the font is Netizen script. Okay, Netizen script. Okay, and I continued with the testing. I wrote my dates. I wrote my dates. I wrote my time. Yeah, some little magics. Okay, yeah, to make the work look stunning. So my test. So you go ahead before. So after you've arranged the people and you know you have created a space for your testing, then you start inputting the info that you have from your client. Okay, then you start arranging them one by one. So I did this one here because there are a couple of people that are also going to be arranged here in the box, because when you look at here you can see that they are here. So this arrow shows that look at these people. Okay, yeah, here they are, look at them. Okay, so and I continued with my testing, with my testing, with my testing. Okay, yeah, with my testing, with my testing, all with my testing. So it's very important to get your tests right. Okay, so yeah, just continued with my testing, and I started arranging my people, the boss. So it's just a clip mask. So I created the boss, I duplicated the boss all over there to suit the number of people I have to bring inside them. And when I place your picture on the box, I just clip it. Okay, yeah, I clip it. It's a clip mask. If you don't know how to do a clip mask, leave a comment in the section and let me show you how to do a clip mask. Okay, and yeah, that is how I did. That is how I did. Just making sure that they are all masked in the bosses. Okay, yeah, and that's all. That's all. That's all. That's all. So you see, we have it like how the original work is, and the I just decided that, oh, after this I decided the work is arranged though, but I there are not some special effects or some special styles in the work. Okay, because sometimes you have to leave some special styles in your work that will make your work look outstanding when it's compared to other people's or other graphic designers work. So uh I brought this little star here, made it a little bit reddish. Okay, yeah, and I duplicated it and also placed the other one at the back there. uh the another one, another thing that I did is this thing right here, 2024 edition. So decided to make the arrow point towards the title so that people know that, oh, I'm referring to the title. Okay, so I did this. All these stuff, if you don't know how to create them, you can leave a comment and I'll do a tutorial about that for you. So I type in my 2024. So it's just I picked a rectangle. Okay, this one I picked a rectangle and I just altered some stuff in it. Oh, this one, okay, it's just a rectangle. Yeah, rectangle too, and I just did some stuff in it. Okay, yeah, and it's a stroke. I When you come here you can see that the fill, I've removed the fill, but I have a stroke. So that is how I got my stroke, but you can't see any color inside the drawing. So and the next thing I also did it. I think that's all. I think our work is done. Our work is done. So this was how I came up with this work. So thanks for watching, and let me see any comment that you want to comment. Let me see any idea that you have in the comment section. Kindly like, subscribe, and share this video with your partners and neighbors. and your friends as well. All right, thanks. See you in the next video. Bye bye.